MotorWeek is made possible by Auto Value and Bumper to Bumper and TireRack.com.
Few automakers divvy up their model lineup as much as Porsche, offering numerous variants of a single nameplate, and yet, more often than not, they find a way for each of these levels to stand out from the rest. Further diversifying the Cayenne lineup for 2025 is the GTS, reinvited to the party and spicier than ever. And we were invited down to a first drive party in Atlanta, Georgia, giving us a chance to see exactly how the new Gran Turismo Sport intends on carving its niche. The TLDR is that it does so by adding power and improving handling, done by integrating components from the Cayenne Turbo GT, the all-out sport utility machine we put to the test at this year's Roebling Raceway Roundup. At the heart of the GTS is a twin-turbo 4-liter V8, producing 493 horsepower and 487 pound-feet of torque, 40 ponies and 30 pound-feet of twist more than the previous GTS. It's not as bonkers as the Turbo GT's 650 HP, but it's plenty, trust me. Enough for a 4.2 second 0 to 60 time, according to Porsche. And even when you're not pulling hard G's off the line, it sounds great. The switch from a twin to a monoscroll turbo design and the implementation of electronically controlled wastegates optimizes efficiency and response from the V8. And the 8-speed automatic, while no PDK, is right quick. Fast reflexes with no jarring shifts. The all-wheel drive system is supported by a separate water cooling circuit, adapted from the Turbo GT for better endurance. The steering knuckles are also borrowed from the Turbo GT to increase negative camber about half a degree, resulting in improved cornering capabilities. An air suspension setup is now GTS standard. It's a 2-valve, 2-chamber design, similar to the setup found in its boisterous big brother. This means a comfortable ride for your average drives, met by a planted and responsive experience when diving between corners. You can guess where this is going, but to spell it out, on the street, the GTS proved to be an incredible melting pot of Porsche SUV performance.
It may not be where all the magic happens, but to me, the best ingredient in that cauldron of performance is the engine, a 4-liter V8. It's super responsive, it sounds great, it's got a good purr to it. This is a great highway cruiser, partially because of that engine, but then out here on the back roads, yeah, all those suspension tweaks, they really do add up to something. What you gain in the agility, what you gain in that performance. And I know we can sit here and say, oh, you're never going to use all that performance, but you know, life's not always about getting what you need, sometimes it's about getting what you want. This is a great Cayenne for those who want the luxury SUV experience, but they also just like to drive.
Now, you may be hard-pressed to immediately identify the GTS from the rest, but there are a few features beyond the badging and decals that give it away. Available as either a traditional SUV or a coupe, the GTS wears a unique front fascia with larger intakes. The side profile is marked by wheel arch extensions, while the rear sees a sport design spoiler. And there are a few lightweight packages you can choose from, forging various components in carbon fiber, removing sound deadening materials, and bolting up a sports exhaust system. But with total possible weight reductions adding up to about 55 pounds, it's really just a drop in the bucket for this 5,000-pound utility. And hey, on the topic of dropping into buckets, the interior's front row seating hugs occupants tight with more aggressive bolstering. The cabin's sporty nature is accentuated by a liberal use of race techs, but the luxury vibes remain with modern amenities, namely a digital instrument panel, a sizable center screen, and an optional passenger display. But luxury isn't the headlining act of the GTS experience. It really is the rise in agility and athleticism, which in turn increases driver engagement and, ultimately, driver satisfaction. The 2025 Porsche Cayenne GTS, expected to arrive this fall, starts at $126,895 with delivery, with the coupe starting at $131,495. We'll be back at you with more GTS goodness soon enough. Until then, drive safe and stay tuned to MotorWeek.